Hello LCSI students. As you have heard, we got great news. We have a job to do, and the job from Evergreen, Colorado Police Department. I just want to point out a few things for you real quickly. As you can see on the screen, here is the letter from the Sheriff's Department, and I would just remind you, when you write your letter, you do need to have the date on it, but other than that, the format this letter is in is the modified block format your letter should be in when you write it for this client. You've been placed in partners, and you can't change partners. You have to work together with your partner. If you have the misfortune of having a partner who's not here today, you still have to go ahead and do the work today yourself, and then you get to choose if you want to write the letter or if you want to produce the data page that you're going to be turning in. Now, here is the memo that you have already read. Just be sure you pay attention to the things that you're looking for and you're supposed to turn in. One of you will write the letter, one of you will create the data page. Here's the information, and what you're going to be doing is basically looking at two things. One is the range of the plants that you discover that match the pollen from the sample from the victim's sweater, and then also the dates in which those plants are blooming and producing pollen. And by cross-referencing those, you should be able to find one suspect of the renters who were at the cabin. They're listed on this third page, and you should be able to find one good suspect and suggest where the police department should start looking. Notice that these four photos of the pollen, okay, they're of the same sample from the person's sweater, just at different magnifications. This is the 100, the 400, and then the others are 1000. But it's all the same pollen. It looks to me like from this pollen sample, or the view of the pollen sample at 100 times, that there are two different kinds of pollen. You should be able to identify those. Now, here's the thing. I'm giving you the evaluation form, and that should be golden for you. You can check off each of the lines and make sure that what you have you're turning in is there. I will grade the evidence page, though, separately from the letter. And so if something is in the letter but it's not in the evidence page as the evidence page calls for, then that's points off. So be sure that you do a good job of getting everything in both of those sheets. Here's a line I want you to look at. This says shipping charges for photos. You could lose 10 points. Okay, those are the photographs that we used in your lab, and your lab is going to be handed back to you. You have to use your lab to identify the pollen grains that are shown here on the second page. Okay, and if you and your partner cannot determine what these pollen grains are, the species that they come from your labs that you created, then you will have to go and borrow and the shipping charge to borrow these photographs is 10 points. So you could lose 10% if you can't identify the pollen grains based on your own work on the lab that you did on the training lab. So look at the lab, do a good job of identifying them, write a great letter, create a very clear data page. This is what I suggest you do on your data page. I suggest you go to Google Images and enter this. For example, if you discover that one of the pollen grains is from a red oak tree, then enter this: range map of red oak on Google Images, and you will get, this is a good one from the USGS, the U.S. Geological Survey. This is a good map to work with. Okay, there's the scientific name for the genus and species of red oak, and here is a map. And what I would do is actually I would just copy and paste this map. If it were red oak, if that's one of the ones you find, I would put it on my data page, and then the second pollen grain I would put it there also. Now the key on what you turn in on the data page is it really clear for somebody who just picks it up and looks at it, Is it clear what you're identifying and how those two pollen grains cross-reference and lead you to the one suspect? Good luck on this job, and I will see you when I return.